Hey guys, what's up? Larry here with Interstellar Happenings, your go-to source for universal news and mysteries, and I won't waste any time getting to my first topic today. We have a huge announcement, a story so massive in scope that, if true, would forever alter the lives of every human being on that tiny pale blue dot we call Earth. Are we alone? Are we being watched? Do we have access to alien technology? This may be a simple or complex question, depending on your perspective. But if you ask Stanford professor Gary Nolan, who once worked with the government investigating and examining UFO witnesses,
it's these unconnected stories of individuals with the same story that is worthy of further inquiry.
and who has claimed for decades that the government has been collecting and actively concealing UFO debris, and witnesses who can attest to the authenticity of the recovered alien technology are on the verge of coming forward to reveal their findings.
Do you think the U.S. government or some other government is in possession of something of extraterrestrial origin that is far more impressive than anything we've seen in the public?
I've not seen anything personally, but if I believe the people who I don't think can lie, yes.
Multiple credible sources have claimed that details of these secret UAP recovery and reversals will soon be made public. The Liberation Times' Christopher Sharp recently wrote an article in which he claimed to have confirmation from multiple sources that some members of the Department of Defense and the intelligence community are reportedly pushing for a quicker rate of dissemination as nuclear tensions between the United States and Russia continue to rise, bringing to mind Ronald Reagan's famous common enemy speech.
Perhaps we need some outside universal threat to make us recognize this common bound. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world. And yet I ask you, is not an alien force already among us? What could be more alien to the universal aspirations of our peoples than war and the threat of war?
As reported, new UFO hearings will be coming after the midterm elections, when the National Defense Authorization Act 2023 is signed into law. Filmmaker and UFO enthusiast Jeremy Corbell recently made the following prediction. Regarding the mystery of UFOs, the silver bullet is coming. When the general public realizes that not only do we have spacecraft fabricated by non-human intelligence, but we have also been attempting to reverse engineer that technology for decades, Pandora's box will finally be open.
My cumulative personal experience tells me, oh yeah, we fucking definitely have them.
Is it time? Is imminent disclosure on the way? George Knapp had this to say on the topic. I know for a fact that people have met with them and informed them not only that there are legacy programs with materials, and by materials I don't mean just scraps of metal from the ground, but intact craft, remains, physical remains of non-human beings. I know a couple of people in particular who are aware of this stuff right down to the buildings where it is stored, and are willing to come forward if they are protected. And now, thanks to this legislation, they will be protected as whistleblowers, and their security clearances will not be revoked, which is very exciting. The truth about UFOs is undeniably getting people's attention. With rising awareness of the positive aspects, the opposition has grown naturally. The threat of reprisal has always existed.
And simultaneously, there was an FBI raid at my place
A
of
raid?
business. Yeah.
Looking for what?
Well, they said they were looking for some receipts from an individual that might have bought some toxic material from a company. But they came with more people than you could really think would even fit in our building. I mean, agency after agency, computer experts pulling information off the computers. And
What do you think they were there for?
well, what do you think, Jeremy?
They were able to repeat back verbatim a portion of the conversation that we thought was private, and that shocked us because we were joking that nobody even cared 30 years later what he says, but apparently it's not as it appears.
There is evidence of resistance to these people as recent as just of this year. Now that these whistleblowers can finally speak freely, I can't help but wonder if someone will finally come forward with information about Bob Lazar's involvement over the years. Corbell has sided with Lazar, the most divisive figure in the Area 51 UFO and extraterrestrial activity claims, despite his own reservations about his credibility.
Yeah, he got lucky. He's the luckiest guy I know. He always chooses shit that ends up being fucking right.
I know.
Gravity waves.
However, Lazar's participation in the disclosure program is highly unlikely, given his lack of evidence for his involvement in the government's secret UFO program. But there is still a chance that plans will change, lips will be sealed, and threats will be made, and personally, I believe all this will just lead to more disappointment. So don't get your hopes up, like the first hearing, which was an obvious smokescreen. Nonetheless, if everything is on the up and up, if this information is released, and we find out that yes, we have these crafts, these extraterrestrials do exist, a mic of global proportions is about to be dropped. Will they reveal themselves? Will we join some sort of galactic federation? Or will we be exterminated? Or will they simply just keep their status quo in check? Sound off in the comments and share your thoughts. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more interstellar happenings.